of state revenue away from parliament is a straight campaign, evidence of campaigning and whatever they have to do because election. But Mr. Skerrit, you make one stupid move. I'm going to expose it before. You are very confident based on tradition that money going to pass you through everything. We saw them passing money in your tongue. That's campaign energy. Everything that was happening recently is campaign energy. We saw Burna Boy come to Dominica. Not under Festival Commission, under your belt. That's campaign influence energy. We saw you subsidize the price of Burna Boy to do with complimentary tickets to persuade the vulnerable and the less financially able Dominicans to come to the festival. That's campaigning strategy. Common sense tells somebody, I want to be careful what I say. Common sense tells the average person you're going to call election. Soon. Them kind of bold statements out of a House of Assembly and all kind of thing to do with adjustments of government expenditure on your own out of a budget, away from a budget, is pure politics and campaign. You're not smart all the time. You take a big stupid risk. Listen to me carefully. You made a big stupid risk. You escape it for first time. And you try it a second time. You're going to put new candidates on the table. You dissolve House without you really feel the energy of the ground based on the acceptance of those candidates. Even while you yourself say, not me. You come with all kind of pandemic excuse of Dominica not accomplishing its goals. Government falling short of paying debts on time. And the list goes on. I will do a special video for that to break it down exactly at the point where you say what. And you feel if you dissolve the House, call election and put 5 or 6 or 7 new candidates there, you're going to win. No, I'm not telling you cannot win. I'm not underestimating the power of money to do with who gets the money. Not just money power is always nothing, you know. Is who is vulnerable to accepting the power of the money. That is when the real power becomes into play. So knowing Dominicans as assholes, they're ready. They're going to just bite it. I don't want to call my average man asshole off the bat. But the vulnerable, uncalculative set that don't process things good and go with the flow, they are salpet. And that's traditional. So nothing disrespectful about calling them that. It's a traditional mode they go into for 1 week to 2 weeks before an election. After, if they're calling you overseas for $20, that is their business. You did not take your time. If I were you, I would have split that in 2 phases. A candidate, by-election procedure, whatever. Drop the slate, see if it can stick, and then, based on the energy of the new replacements, then I would call election. No, you do 2 for 1 there. That's a big risk. But you feel confident in your risk because you think, based on public knowledge, that the opposition doesn't have the momentum it takes to match up to you because of the resignation of the leadership of the party in leadership position. But you see, sometimes you have to really sit back and process. You might look at it as vulnerable. The average person might quickly think of it as you develop in disarray. But at the same time, it's a parallel energy where you putting in new too, and they putting in new too. So they have their new thing too. Not because it's not publicized, that don't mean it's not processed. Compared to you that just forward and take the risk and go take front. That doesn't mean, because we don't know yet, that they have a certain perspective in place. But what I can tell you from a human being as a psychological point of view, if any significant person from the opposition side that could make a difference, that was thinking twice, going through Krill Festival, going through the pandemic, going through everything, and going through that snap resolution that how you dissolve parliament and going into election December, early December there, I feel to myself, some people feel that right now, their whole being and their heart is for country. They're going in deep, and it might be people with a power you least expected to come up against you. I'm just saying, I'm putting all the different points of the science. It could be to your advantage, or else it could be to your detriment, straight up. It can go either way. One is in your face, Labour one is in your face, UWP on the wraps, strategically. I would suppose smart thinking people would be strategical. But in public face, everybody figure you catch United Workers Party sleeping. But sometimes you just don't know the internal affairs of the party based on the confidentiality and the strategical approach towards it. Sometimes we just don't know. I don't know. I'm not a workers. I'm not a Labour. I am a Dominican. That's what I know. I'm not voting, so I'm in no position to take a side. I'm here in my forum, dropping the reality based on perspective and evidence and traditional, you know, how things usually, boom, 1, 2, 3, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that is black pepper. Who want to label me how it is, that's their business. I'm not about party. I'm mature enough to know I don't have to put my soul to a man. I have to put my soul to my fellow people. You're a Labourite, I love you. You're a European, I love you. I just want all it to be airy. No, at the end of the day, it's not about your judgment anymore. It's not about how you feel. What the responsibility of Dominicans are and they are challenged with right now. You see that last speech of the Prime Minister before he dissolved the House? You all need to take that. You all need to listen to nobody else but the Prime Minister of Dominica. Take my word for it. You need to... I chopped that speech up as he was speaking, and I will do a chop-up video later. And anyhow, I take that video and I chop it up into different points and different perspectives and look at things as said. There is no way, as a human being, I can vote that administration back in power. I'm just based on this speech. Because they have confirmed they haven't met the expectations. They have confirmed they don't have the capacity to strategically put themselves into governance ethics to manipulate and still get there. All I heard tonight was capital reasons for excuse for where Dominica is. They did not vote you all for excuses. They had confidence that don't matter what, you are capable of executing. And if you come with a sad story of executing, like everybody go for the pandemic, but not everybody come with a last-minute excuse why they did not accomplish what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a basic thing like some subsidy to help people that was not able to make the money they used to at the time of the pandemic. They just call it cool out Dominica. What else call it in the States, Kofi? When we get our money from Biden. Stimulus. You all could not find a place for based on what all other governments do. St. Kitts, Antigua, St. Lucia, a direct injection of government subsidy to the average man. You couldn't find a place in your $1 million thriving, boastful economy to subsidize while the pandemic was going on. Instead, you all ripped and benefited from people going into quarantine. No talk back. Okay, you didn't make it. I appreciate, Mr. Skerrit, I appreciate your honesty last and forever. Amen. You say it as it is. You did not meet expectations. You said all what you said. If it's one time you're honest in your life, it's that time. But the issue is, going into governance, you have to have an open mind. Nothing is gravy. You should not go into no level of governance to no country, island, to figure what you print for 5 years is easy sailing. You have to have a backup plan in case. Because we all know things happen. But as to how we're going to manage when things intrude in our expectation is a whole different level. So you have to approach government on 2 points. A plan, how do you call it, a manifesto to execute, pretty, but what is the subsidized plan? If that happens, that cannot happen. We're going to go into that temporarily to do that, to hold us up until then. That is where you need an innovative leadership, party, governance. I'm talking that is a global thing. This is not directed towards the Labour Party. This is a global statement. Don't get me wrong. But if you come after that and try to make an excuse, redirecting it to the pandemic and economy for your shortcomings, you should be instead of saying that, you should really be saying what you have achieved based on your strategical approach you took and the risk you took because of that. Where it brought us into stability, you did not push that. If the regular Dominican think that way, Labour not getting one seat. It's not nothing personal. It's about delivering what is expected of you. It wasn't judged by the people. It was judged by you based on what you just said. You say you did not meet, and you try to blame a pandemic. Everybody go for the pandemic. Everybody expect to compromise as a human being. We don't expect things to go as we had originally planned because COVID fucked us up. The war Ukraine fucked us up. We know that. What we did not get satisfactory to in Dominica is what was the cushion we tried or attempted or halfly, quarterly, one-eighthly executed to just keep the basic Dominican with a good level of hope. Not me that say, you say it was zero. Like I say, you can win the election, you know. You can take all 21 seats. But what that will do to me is confirm that Dominicans in general have no brains to process nothing. No, election is one thing, Skerrit call this thing is one thing. But you know what that have me frightened right now, ladies and gentlemen? The truth that have Black Pepper frightened is when you have a Trinidadian and take a mic and he go around the city at random to check the IQ level of a basic person working in Dominica. And you ask the person if YES spells yes, what word does EYES spell? And the person watch you with all the confidence in the world and tell you yes. It spells yes. And it doesn't spell eyes. What I confirm is the average person walking the street in Dominica IQ is very low and vulnerable and up for grabs by anybody that know the formula to manipulate them. That is my biggest threat. You saw the guy from Trinidad walk around and ask all kind of questions. Sorry about that, internet. He walked around Dominica and interviewed people and asked basic questions, test their IQ level, or just basic common sense knowledge level. And the responses I heard, I used to laugh at St. Lucia when it was done in St. Lucia, but Dominica totally embarrassed me. When they ask you if you have a choice for Dominica to be relocated anywhere in the world, where would it be? And a man watch you and tell you, Saturn. Win problem. As a nation. Now, not everybody thinks for that, like that. But to run a street at random and get 99% of the people way off from the fact, the correct, and the factualness and the correct answer to a basic IQ, commonsensical question shows where we at in general as a people. Then I can use that to say, Papi, Labour, our society is a very manipulative society. Not about Labour, not about workers, in general. So is who, sorry about that, internet, so is who have the best manipulative game will succeed. 767. I don't surprise you know. I tell you, I just pull up, I watch the vibes. I don't get a vibe about 2-3 weeks ago about that. But I don't like to talk too much sometimes. I just drop a lot of information before. If you're smart, you can read between the lad black pepper on something, you know. I want to see who can think it for themselves, not one person. Well, 1 or 2 people say a technical kind of thing and realize, hey, I told you all from the diaspora meeting, if you all watched or listened to the diaspora meeting and the content that was delivered there, you would all understand that election was going to call you. You would have understand that because that was a promotion of inflated government executions of the Labour Party and intents of development inflate. I don't know. You know me $100. Everything is everything. I have money. Due to my boss man. And next boss man talking to me. For the election, you owe me $100. No man, no man. You have to for calling it out. Well, I mean, the evidence there, you know, you Dominicans have to learn to pay attention. And that is what my lives are about. My life is not about hating Labour Party. My life is not about hating UNP or anybody. My life is about getting a basic Dominican to learn to comprehend. Some people don't like me because when I say what I say, it might work against the Labour Party. Some people don't like me. They say I tweet. It might work against United Workers Party. They say, but Edison is your uncle. So why you have a man like that? It's not about that. Edison doesn't have Dominica in his pocket. Edison never moved like he had Dominica in his pocket. And if you watch any one of Edison James' family, you will understand after 5 years in government, 4 years, that nobody was corrupted, placing an advantage because he was in governance. You can see it today. Everybody, the same place you left them after election, before election, which means Edison was not about corruption or looking for favoritism and empowering his family using a system. If you realize that, I would never be on a live today. I would be a big shot, plugged and running. Black pepper, plug, my brother. As a son of fucking Edison James. You understand? My son, immediate family. I'll be well plugged. Second James, Lennox, all of us same place. Before election, after election. Because it was about principle. It was about principle in governments. Respecting. Edison's a whole different ball game. He come from a whole different era. That's why sometimes you can't even waste your time related. Let the new generation try to understand what is somebody that, the evidence of someone who is principle oriented. If you were to ask me if Lennox is, I will tell you yes. You know what somebody tell me that day? Boy, Brian Linton is Lennox brother. and Lennox damaging, and Brian damaging the party. He's saying all kind of thing, and they feel that it is affecting Lennox, and Brian Minton is affecting the whole United Workers' Party because he is the brother of the opposition leader. But you know what I tell the person? I say that is a perfect test where principle lets a man allow his own blood to exercise the democracy with political influence to control his own blood, even if it works up against him. Why do you look at it like that? Lennox Linton is a very disciplined man. Brian Linton is an adult. Lennox is a promoter of democracy. It goes for his brother as well. The brother can say what Lennox Linton brother can say what he wants, when he wants. Lennox is not a dictator to even tell his own blood, bro, go easy, you hurting me. No. That is where you have to pay attention to a man who sits on principle, even if it sacrifices his own soul. You'll never look at it like that. Lennox have nothing telling Brian. Brian is a big man as a Dominican with his democratic right to express himself. Even if his demeanor compromises his own brother's faith, his brother wouldn't send an alert to him to tell him, take it easy, you're hurting me. No, Lennox say, you know what? If I get hurt in the process, it's okay. It's all about taking risk for democracy. Lennox is a big man. Brian is a big man. Let him talk. He's a Dominican too, even if he's my brother. That is what I comprehend Lennox going through. When you have people like that, can you all see what I just said? It takes a lot to see what I just said. And it takes a lot to put somebody like that to be your leader. Remember, it says in the oath, without favor or ill will, when you're swearing in as a prime minister. Perfect example. But without being said, ladies and gentlemen, I won't keep all you too long tonight. We brace for that. My concern now is Roosevelt Skerrit, one of the candidates that is not going to be contending the election. Now, I reckon that he half and half. Remember, he said he's preparing for his exit from active politics. Not me that say that again. He, which means
Zona, es hora. Oui, la peuple a venu tout à l'heure. Nous mettons là, c'est Kofi qui est background là, parce qu'il y a un substitute live man. Substitute live man. Si c'est. Watch it. Pipi. Pipi been going to drink. He said, talk to all you still. What can I say? He said, talk to all you still. I can't say anything another politician. But just take what all you get in. Alright? Be wise, people. Alright. Later. Black Pepper come in. He tell me to say he go and do what all you can do for him. All you want to know, where Black Pepper go there? I want pee. All you like to know my business, I want pee. A man pizza hold me. Scary pizza. I had to go pee. In other words, you know, in America, so we say, I had to go to the washroom to urinate. Yes, people. So it is what it is. So let the science play out. I don't want to keep all it too long again, you know. Let the science play out. You all need to gravitate. I told you all, wait for it. The internet messing around here. I have an expensive service, nobody running cheap. Not me, no. I go and switch. That embarrass me. Time to. If I can switch my internet, or you can switch out, all you need to switch to. My internet is affecting me. Democracy in America, I'm going to switch to our next provider sometime in the week. So I won't go for that. Are you all ready to switch to our next provider? You all feel that did not work for y'all? If it worked for y'all, vote it again. If it don't work for you, don't vote it again. Diaspora. Dominicans is all you want, eh? Barrel. Choose what all you want. Barrel. Or just go along with that barrel and enjoy life. Diaspora, that goes in that. Choose what all you want. barrel whole year, or just go down Dominica with 100 US in your pocket and enjoy life. Choose what all you want. Barrel, or $100 in your pocket. That's your call, not mine. If you're smart, calculate it. I like the ball head, sexy, eh? Pepper! That pepper they don't easy. Let me chick say that pepper there, all you want it? You say, Cali next piece, I wasn't ready. Boy. Anyway, I have been one. Coffee, what that in that?
Boy, my Baba they drinking like that.
Baba, the band is Baba they are drinking, but babes, I'm coming in hot, full flaps, no breaks. Baba they, and it a jinxing in it? Them who I sing that from the jinxing?
Yeah,
babes, I'm coming in hot, Baba they, full flaps, no breaks. Prepare for black pepper crash landing tonight. But am I? Wood in neighborhood, Triple K. Why? According to Shelly, my love sweet and nice. Scare it! Do what you have to do. The opposition, do what all you have to do. Democracy lies in fallen soldiers recently there. May your soul rest in peace. I tell my partner today there this afternoon, but that is sacrifices the election. I'm calling him. If he just joke, you don't have 3 hours I tell him that. That kind of young blood that go down the road there, but you're mad. The Sukoya need blood. That's sticking. I can't take that. I go in. Scary now to blow away with. Scary is like boy, you know. But smart move, good move. But there a couple of things I would have done differently. But you know your science, won't I? You know your science, doctor. So do what you have to do. If you win, good luck, congrats. If you lose, you know what time it is. We're coming in hot, full flaps, no breaks. You know what I'm talking about. Full flaps, no breaks. I still a boy, but work is work. For us, work is work for you. Just come, let's come on ground. Work is work for you, work is work for us. Full flaps, no breaks. We're coming in hot. 767. What day? I have a question if I go. Charles Savre, when you term up now, what date? Charles Savre, what date you term up? The other secret part, wait for a resignation. Scramble. Wait for a resignation based on health circumstances of the President of Dominica. Wait for a resignation under the platform of health. Wait for, I call it again, wait for the resignation of the President of Dominica, unforeseen circumstances, platform health. Wait for that part. That is a 50-50 as I speak. It determines, that is determined based on diplomatic fence. Skewo, yeah, have you covered in your mother contact? Have you covered? You think I don't know? I know plenty of things I don't talk in there. There's something I cannot say. We can compromise a lot. So, you know, as your boy, I tell you, call me when your head hard. My mother always used to tell me, who can you feel? I always tell I love you as a jumping for anything. But you did not interpret and process that. You're still rubbing shoulder. If all them caution that around you. I don't want money. I just want you to be standing in the right place when you die. That's my concern. My concern is where you're going to go when you die. And that should be everybody on earth concerned. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. King's Clove in Morocco. Ladies and gentlemen, check out Vanessa Alexander and everybody. King's Clove in Morocco. King's Clove in Morocco. Sweater. King's Clove in Morocco. You know? And you have your salmon from Moon Perfume. I rocking with my brand, my people. I invest in and I keep in money in the same circle. Good quality, self-fitting me, sexy. I want to see. Like it?
When I put the big chain on that,